Your thoughts about the Belk Bowl versus maybe having gone to the Orange Bowl?
I mean, obviously, we're a little disappointed in that we didn't get the BCS bid, but going to a bowl game for a second year in a row is obviously a great accomplishment. I think the fact that we were, everybody was kind of disappointed during that time just kind of shows where our program's heading, because everybody was expecting, and we kind of just got to put it on ourselves, because we left it in somebody else's hands, when in reality, had we played like we played at the end of the season at the beginning, we could have controlled our own destiny. And I think it just kind of shows us where we can go next year and in the years ahead for the program. So yeah, we were a bit disappointed, but Charlotte is a really nice city. NC State's a good team. They've played some good games against some really good teams, so I think it should be a good matchup.
How much do you know about their defense so far?
Honestly, nothing yet. We just found out yesterday, and I've been a little under the weather, so I've been kind of just resting up, getting ready for our next practices. I just know that they've competed well with some good teams. That they had a rough game against Cincinnati, but then they beat Clemson, so you just got to really respect a team like that.
For this team, your team, starting 2-4, and with all the young guys, how impressive is it to get back to a bowl game for the second straight year?
It feels really, really good. I can't even describe it, because my first 2 years here, a bowl game wasn't even a realistic idea at the end of the season. So for me, it's a great feeling. It's really, I'm excited for the program, because it gives a lot of attention to the guys that are maybe looking to come in here. A lot of our younger guys, I think it gives them a great idea of how the experience should be and how it should continue to be for them when they go on to be juniors and seniors. So I'm really excited about it.
How does 15 extra practices help a football team? I know you get a lot of young guys who've probably been running scout team,
Right.
Some extra work.
It helps a lot, because it gives a lot of us older guys time to get in some work, but also time to rest up, and a lot of the time is spent towards kind of grooming the younger guys. And 15 practice doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like 3 to 4 regular season game weeks. So it's actually a great thing for our team, for our younger guys.
Still, is it a hard start and stop for the offense? I mean, especially given that you guys have played well late in the season, to have this time off is.
Well, I mean, it's not completely off. We're still running and lifting and doing voluntary things, and meeting, and we got some practices in last weekend. So I mean, just like anybody, all these teams have off, so we're going to battle through what other teams have to battle through, and then it'll probably take us a while to get back in rhythm, but that's what the 15 practices are for. So I'm hoping by game time we'll be ready to go.
Do you feel at all like this might be a road atmosphere?
Yeah, I do, because North Carolina State is pretty close to where we're playing at. So as far as our fans go, though, they tend to travel really well. It's only like a 7 or 8 hour drive, which isn't too bad. So I can see it as being an advantage for them, but at the same time, I'm not really worried about our fans traveling well, because they tend to do so.
And you played well on the road.
Yes, and we play well on the road. So for whatever reason, everybody keeps trying to figure out why we do. I don't know. We just do. I mean, records speaks for itself. I think when you talk about records at home and on the road and all those stats, I think stats are brought to attention because of the fact that people bring them to attention. So I think players tend to think about it a little more than we should. Stats are stats for a reason, yes, but at the same time, I think when you focus on them so much throughout the week, it tends to get in your head, and you start believing that you play worse at home and play better on the road. So we just got to play our game.
Could finishing
Yes.
the year in the top 25, could that be kind of a spoken goal around here? I mean, if you win, because with the way the bowl games shake out, I mean, ESPN has them all, so everybody's going to be watching that game that night.
Right. That's definitely something that I've thought about. I haven't had a chance to talk about it with some of my teammates, but finishing in the top 25 going into next year, that'd be a great boost for our team. It'd be something that we work towards to keeping ourselves in the top 25 and setting expectations even higher. I mean, the last couple of years they picked us last in the Big East, so maybe it works against us. I don't know. We tend to play with a chip on our shoulder. But I think for a lot of the younger guys, expecting that and having that pressure on them will be a big deal for us, especially in the preseason next year.
Christmas on the road, what will that be like for you? Any idea? Will that be hard?
I'm used to not being home. A lot of these guys are used to not being home. Not being home for Thanksgiving, being with my teammates, being with some of their families, I think was a great experience. The way I look at it, whenever our break is whenever our break is. As far as I'm concerned, we have a job to do, and this season's not over. So I think the young guys do a really good job of handling that attitude too.
How do you guys like playing in these pro stadiums? Like, is there any difference to you outside of the fact that you know an NFL team plays there?
Well, growing up, honestly, I watched a little more NFL than college. Some people are the other way around. So for me, it's kind of an insane experience. I think you watch all these games on TV growing up, and then to play in one of those stadiums. For example, when we played South Florida, it's kind of a surreal feeling. I think for some guys it's different, but for me especially, watching guys in the NFL play from the age of 4 up, it's something that you just never expect to be a reality until it actually happens.
How do you guys balance? I mean, I know you all are kind of locked into your community, but I mean, every time a job comes open, Charlie Strong is mentioned for it.
Right.
Do you guys pay any attention to that? I mean, there's any little rumor that comes out.
I mean, I'd like to say that's a testament to him and all the players here and the whole staff. So really, it's kind of a compliment when it comes out. But as far as being concerned about hearing about him being up for all these jobs, not really, because I mean, the attitude that I get from him, I mean, we love him here, and I have a feeling that he loves it here. So I feel like he's fully committed to the program. If anything, like I said, it's a compliment because that means he's doing a really good job over here, and we're proud of him. So,
Mario, has he addressed any of those rumors with the team?
No, he hasn't. Honestly, I think he pays just as much attention to him as we do, which is not very much. So, I think he's happy here. Whatever he decides is best for him and his family. But he's got us going on a roll here, and I think he likes the players here and the community. So we don't really talk about it that much.
How about that bowl game, guys?